Okay, welcome guys to the next Blender tutorial. So today we're doing a glass effect phone background, basically. So what you need to do, click on your camera and go to output. Now, during your resolution with X and Y, you need to put the pixel amount of your phone. So your resolution or your the size of your phone screen, essentially, so that you get the right size on your project. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go to render. I'm going to switch out Eevee to cycles. I'm going to take the default cube, and all I'm going to do with this is just elongate it just slightly. You press G just to bring it down. And what I'm going to do, let's go 7 to heaven. Oops. Yeah, there we go. 7 to heaven. What we're going to do, we're making a grid reference right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of the lights just for the moment. For the default cube, we'll go to the materials tab. We will go to glass. And we're going to go red for the glass. So, we're going to make our little grid reference right here. So I'm going to go ahead and go Shift D. We're going to duplicate this over. Now usually, if I put 5, it's going to be there. Let's go with 2.5. And then we're going to go ahead and go with this one, minus 2.5. And then we're just going to go ahead and do this again. Just kind of get it roughly the same size. So it should be half a square across. Just about here. And then what we're going to do, select everything. And then we're going to go ahead and put this up again. And then we'll just go ahead and create kind of a grid reference just from here onwards. So, just trying to avoid your camera right here. And then we'll go again. Grid reference, just bring it up. Just get it as accurate as you can. Select everything right here. Remember, ignore your camera. Just double click that. And then we're going to go ahead and go across again. So, once we finish this, we're going to try and get a diagonal with the camera going across. Just about here, I think, would be best. I'm going to go view and viewpoints. Let's go align view. And then align camera to view. So we should have something like this. Now you can go ahead and click this and you can press G. And you can move this around. You can rotate by pressing in the middle there. Just press G to bring it down. And you can go rotate again. So, once we get to this point right here, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to split the atom with the screen right here. And when we render this in, obviously there's no light at the moment. I'm going to go, let's go with a plane underneath. I'm just going to go ahead and scale that out. If you want to go 7 to heaven so you can get this a little bit more accurate, you can do. Just press G, bring it across. I'm just going to scale it roughly to the point where all these points are. So, just about there. And what we're going to do with this is just bring it down to the bottom. And then we're going to go new on the side, on the materials tab. Change from principal BSDF to emission. And we should have something like this. So, what I'm going to do with these glass as well, I'm just going to turn down the roughness so we can see through them. And if I just pull this in a little bit. So, The IOR, we can adjust that just a little bit as well. I think I'm just going to go up to that point of IOR. Okay, so once we've got this, I'm going to go ahead, go 7 to heaven. And you just want to pick different squares and just hold down shift whilst you're doing it too. Just randomise it. Get some ones that are in front, get some ones that are at the back. And we're just going to press G and we're just going to bring them up. And then what I'm going to do for the rest of this as well, I'm going to pick some random ones. And I'm just going to press G and I'm going to bring them down, I think. Let's press G. Okay, so with this particular material you can put anything at the bottom. I'm just going to turn down this emission as well. I think it's a little bit too much. Or you can change the colour to the emission actually. To whatever you'd like. Whatever suits your project. So now we've got this glass going on. We can do some changes with this. We could put some roughness on here. We could take it down a little bit if you wanted to. Bit of IOR. Just to pull out some of that detail in the back there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with a light, maybe a sun point. Let's press G on that one. And I'm just going to turn the sun so it's sideways. And we will go with a blue. Just to offset some of that red. And we'll pull this strength up as well. Maybe a little bit more exposure with that. And then I'm just going to turn down this emission just ever so slightly as well. And what we can do as well, let's take this glass. Just going to go ahead and just make it a little bit more clear. See what we can do with that. And maybe change the red to a white. See how we can change the colours in the background there. That looks like a really nice kind of colour. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some of these as well that I can see on the picture, and I'm just going to lower them down so we've got that variation within the project. Hopefully that's all selected. Let's press G, bring it down. Come on. Let's take it the sweet time tonight. And we kind of have this nice little background going on. So, if this is the kind of stuff that you want to do, you can do it, but I would say add some more squares in the back there, or just move this across, just ever so slightly. I want to do a depth of field with some of this as well. I think it'd look really cool to do a depth of field. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull some of these up, just in random positions. And then maybe just reduce that glass look a little bit. Just pull the roughness up just ever so slightly. And now we've got this nice contrasting tone of the blue too. So you can actually take the blue lights right here, the sun. And you can just change it to whatever you'd like. I think a nice green would be nice. Just a little offset. And what I'm going to do is do a depth of field. So if you click the camera itself, do depth of field, take this little drop tool right here, and you can take one of these objects and lower the f-stop. This will blur the background and the foreground and anything else that is in between other than the object. So I think this might be okay. Obviously it's taken a while to render in. You just have to be real patient with it if you're looking at it like this. You can also do one other thing, which is denoise, which I think is in the render tab, which is this one, denoise. And it's taking a little bit of time because I think there's a little bit too much detail on there, but that's generally how this works. So you can have another light source at the side here if you wanted to, projecting this way. So you got this different look to it. But I'm going to go ahead and render this out. And, you know, if you guys liked, please subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.